Hello again, my dudes, welcome back to the channel. This is Kadima bringing you the final build video boss guide for chapter 6 for Black Myth Wukong. Now, in this case, this is a very particular build to come up with because it's basically story related. When you arrive at chapter 6, you do not have immediate access to this gear, but as you fight and as you progress through the chapter, you have to kill certain bosses. There's no way to progress unless you do so, and you will eventually have to get this gear. Let's talk about the equipment. I'm using Jingu Bang for a weapon, which is the weapon of Wukong himself. It has an attack rate of 135 and the unique effect that the Gonj of the 4th focus point no longer depletes over time. It also has a critical hit chance of 6%, and the full set gives you Evans equal, with 3 pieces for a short duration after casting a spell moderately increases critical hit chance, and with 5 pieces upon critical hit, slightly reduces the cooldown for all spells. So basically the set feeds itself. With 3 pieces you cast a spell and you get more critical hit chance, and when you land crits you reduce the cooldown for all your spells. And basically it just rotates feeding itself. With my current setup I have only 16% hit chance with the equipment and the sparks that I've invested, but I don't really care too much about having that much critical hit chance with this build, because you can always use medicines to boost your critical hit chance and boost your damage and boost your critical hit damage as well, if you so wish to do so. For the vessel, I'm using the Platane Fan. This is something you can unlock by completing the secret area of the chapter 5, and I strongly recommend you do. It has the activation effect of, upon activation, creates a hurricane that lifts the enemy airborne, highly effective against specific enemies. Now, this doesn't really tell you what specific enemies this is, but I can give you a hint, is for the final bosses. It's not going to lift them in the air, but it's going to kind of stun lock them into place so you can land your hits quite peacefully. It also has an equipped effect of moderately increasing stamina recovery rate, which is also nice. For the spirit, I changed to the Bo Bo Lang Lang, which is the only mythical spirit you can get in the game. When you use it, you are going to randomly turn into one of the 6 frogs. For you to have it mythical, you have to have defeated the 6 frog bosses in the game, and you can easily find a guide on YouTube for this. It also has an equipped effect of moderately reducing the stamina cost for jumps and jump attacks. Unfortunately, the equip effect, in my opinion, it's not the best. I wish it was something a bit better. If you don't want to use this, you can always go with the Wandering Wit, as per usual for my previous build videos, but currently with 420 defense, I was quite happy to change to the frog. The frog is also quite useful because if you get lucky and you get the electric frog, you will pretty much stun lock the secret boss. But any of the frogs will be useful no matter which one you get. For the equipment, as I said, it's the Golden Fang Tail Crown, the Gold Swazi Armor, the Dian Quoy Long Soaring Braces, and the Lotus Silk Cloud Treaders. Now, for the Curios, I'm using the Jade Moon Rabbit and the Gold Sun Crown, these two paired together. This one increases damage negation, as you can read, slightly increases damage reduction, and this effect is enhanced when you keep the Gold Sun Crow, which is this one, and this one slightly increases damage bonus. So with everything in place, we have an attack of 167, which is not so bad. The Amber Prayer Beads has the very moderate increased speed of building up focus points, which is very, very important for the last 2 bosses of the game, because the best way to dish damage and to actually stagger them is by landing full focus points, 4 or 3 focus points heavy hits, which will not only do tremendous amount of damage, but it will do nice chunks of stagger damage. Now, let's talk about the relics. The relics, I'm using Craving Eyes with Opportune Watcher, the Fuming Ears with All Years, the Hubris Nose with Hold Breath. This one, Envious Tongue, you can easily change to something else because for chapter 6 and for the secret boss, you don't really fight multiple enemies that much, except for the mobs that you find along the way, which are easy dealt with, so I would go with Refreshing Taste, because it will increase the critical hit chance of the next attack, which will again pair with the armor set that we're using. For the last relic, I'm using Nimble Body on the Grieved body, which is all very nice to have. For the sparks themselves, as per my continuous previous build videos, I'm having everything in stamina, martial arts, as you can see on the screen, all except for the last one. On the survival, everything into health, everything into critical hit chance, everything into spiritual awakening, everything into wrathful might, and everything into surging memento. I only have one in rough skin because I am only level 106, as you can see. Now, for the rest of the points in mysticism, or actually in staff stance first, I'm having everything in the smash stance because it's my particular favorite, but you can go with whatever favorite with this build, it doesn't really matter. And of course all of these on the left, which are very important. Mysticism, I go with Immobilize. Alteration, I've got no points here because I don't really feel like I need them at this stage. Pluck of Many with everything invested. And Transformations, no investment as well, as I don't find I really need these for this build or for the first playthrough. As you progress through the story and you start New Game Plus, you can always start investing in those spells. But this is pretty much it when it comes to the build. One last thing I want to show you, guys, is when it comes to the medicines, which you should have a lot by now, is I recommend that you invest your celestial medicines like this. Everything into Jade Lotus, everything into Tewi Pill, everything into Nonary Pill, everything into No Mind Medicament, and then, as you go along, start investing in resistances. Now, one other thing I want to explain to you is one of the items you get in the game as you go along is the Skahads, or whatever they're called, which will trigger a boss fight in Chapter 6 that will give you a nice boost to health, stamina, and magic. And I recommend that you get that as well. And that's pretty much it. But that's the build in a nutshell. Not complicated at all. I do recommend that you use it this way for the final boss fights. And I'm going to showcase these boss fights straight away. I'm not going to be commenting on them because I'll just let you watch them really. I make quite a lot of mistakes, I'm not gonna lie. I did not play and I did not make this video to showcase my tremendous skills in this game. I wanted to make it realistic and in a way that the average player can copy and can go and play the same way I did to get victory. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, it helps along the way. If you are one of my regular viewers, thank you for the continuous support. But enough said, let's talk about these boss fights.
some of the spark. That's it. I won't hold back from now. Let's fight! You've lifted my spirits, monkey. When he was dragged to the execution yard, sword and spear were dull, cleaver and cudgel crumbled, and yet he emerged unscathed. Yet he gave his life to put you in this place. Let me see where your path diverges from his. From the sky, my sword sweeps the land! You will not prance before me, tough fire player. What came before? Think of it as last life's end. What comes hereafter, this life's start. Young monkey, now show me how far you can go! The world is cruel. Power of you. The world knows every stir of your mind. Across life and death, as you know, I must. Better to start over. If you can't evade this. You will not prance before me, filthy fire player.